Just imagine this. With only one small addition to your morning coffee, you could finally sleep through the night without running to the bathroom again and again. The surprising truth is that it is not always your bladder's fault. As we grow older, the kidneys continue filtering fluids strongly at night while the bladder sends signals too quickly even when it is not truly full. Here is the hopeful part. By adjusting what goes into your very first cup of coffee, you can calm this cycle, allowing your body to rest for hours without interruption. No sleeping pills, no expensive treatments, only a gentle shift in the habit you already love. Today, I am going to show you exactly what this ingredient is, how it works inside your body, and why urologists believe it can make such a powerful difference for older adults in both America and India. Before we begin, I would like to hear your thoughts. Where are you watching this video? What time of day is it for you? Please share in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe so you never miss another simple health tip. So let us take the very first step together and discover why adding just a little something to your coffee could become the gentle key to peaceful nights and brighter mornings once again. The first cup of coffee in the morning. For many seniors in America, that warm mug is almost a ritual. Sitting on the porch listening to the birds and holding a steaming cup feels like the perfect start to the day. In India, too, countless families begin with a small steel tumbler of filter coffee often shared with a spouse or neighbor as the sun rises. Coffee is more than just a drink. It signals the body to wake up, gently stimulates circulation, and clears the morning fog in the brain. But caffeine also has another effect that few people realize. It lightly increases urine production, nudging the kidneys to work a little harder. For younger adults, this is not a problem. But after 60, when the bladder is already sensitive, this gentle push can sometimes make the nighttime cycle even worse. This is where timing becomes so important. Drinking coffee in the morning when the body is most active and metabolism is strong allows caffeine to do its work without disturbing the night. By the time evening comes, most of the stimulant effect has already faded away. That is why urologists emphasize that your first cup of coffee can actually be turned into a tool for better sleep if you add the right ingredient. Think of it this way. Coffee is like a familiar vehicle you ride every day. And on its own, it brings energy, but also creates a little pressure on the bladder. By slipping in a natural helper, you can change its direction, guiding it to calm your system instead of disturbing it. This simple adjustment does not take away your comfort. Instead, it transforms a daily habit into a quiet remedy that works while you rest. When people first hear that, the answer to calmer nights may lie in something as simple as a spice added to morning coffee, their first reaction is often disbelief. Many seniors in both America and India have lived with the frustration of waking up 2 or 3 times a night for so many years that they assume only strong medicine or expensive treatments could make a difference. Yet urologists repeatedly explain that the human body, even after 60 or 70, often responds best to small, consistent habits rather than heavy interventions. And one of the simplest yet most effective habits they point to is the addition of cinnamon to the first cup of coffee each morning. Cinnamon may seem too ordinary to matter. For many, it is nothing more than a seasoning for apple pie, raisin bread, or oatmeal in the United States, or a pinch of warmth added to masala chai and sweets in India. But inside this familiar spice are natural compounds that directly influence the bladder, kidneys, and even the way our blood sugar is handled, all of which combine to reduce the restless signals that so often disturb the night. The bladder is built from layers of smooth muscle, and those muscles are surrounded by nerves that send messages to the brain whenever pressure builds. In youth, the bladder comfortably holds 12 to 15 ounces before sending an urgent signal. After 60, however, those nerves become more sensitive and the signal may arrive when only 5 or 6 ounces are inside. This explains why so many older adults wake up even though the bladder is barely half full. Cinnamon contains natural polyphenols and essential oils that soothe these muscles and reduce nerve excitability. The result is not a complete shut-off, but a calmer, slower signal that allows the bladder to hold longer without panicking. Seniors who try this simple addition often notice that the urgent rush to the bathroom softens into a gentler feeling, something that can be ignored until morning. Another way cinnamon works is through its effect on blood sugar. Many older adults, even those without diabetes, experience mild glucose swings after meals. High glucose pulls water into the urine, increasing the volume that the kidneys push into the bladder, especially at night. Cinnamon has been shown to improve the body's response to insulin, smoothing out these swings and reducing the unnecessary extra urine that is produced. When taken in the morning, mixed into the first cup of coffee, cinnamon begins its work during the day, setting up the body for a calmer night. Seniors who have tried this often describe a chain reaction. They feel more satisfied after breakfast. They do not crave extra sweets. Their digestion feels smoother. And by the time evening comes, their bladder is quieter. Cinnamon also supports circulation. As we age, veins and valves in the legs become weaker, allowing fluid to pool quietly in the lower body. That fluid is not gone. It simply waits. At night, when you lie down, gravity no longer keeps it in the legs, and it flows back toward the kidneys, which then create urine, right when your body wants to sleep. This is one of the most overlooked reasons why nighttime urination is so common after 60. Cinnamon reduces mild inflammation in blood vessels and helps improve their flexibility, allowing circulation to remain more even. Less fluid trapped in the legs during the day means less fluid rushing to the kidneys at night. Digestion is another piece of the puzzle. Heavy evening meals, bloating, or slow digestion can all press against the bladder and create false signals. Cinnamon has been used for centuries in Ayurveda and traditional medicine for its ability to warm the stomach, reduce gas, and smooth digestion. By supporting the gut, it indirectly relieves pressure on the bladder. Many seniors in both America and India have shared that when they add a pinch of cinnamon to their morning coffee, they not only sleep better, but also feel lighter in their stomach and more comfortable throughout the day. The practical question, of course, is how much cinnamon should be used. Urologists do not recommend large amounts. Too much cinnamon can irritate the stomach or interact with certain medications. The safe and effective range is small, about 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon mixed into the first cup of coffee. This is roughly 1 gram, enough to deliver benefits without overwhelming the flavor. Some people enjoy up to half a teaspoon, but more is not necessary. The key is consistency. 1 small dose each morning builds gentle support day after day, allowing the bladder and kidneys to adapt naturally. There are also choices in how to prepare it. Some enjoy stirring ground cinnamon directly into the cup. Others prefer to place a small stick of cinnamon in the coffee pot while brewing, letting the flavor infuse slowly. Either method works, and the best choice is the one that feels easiest and most enjoyable to maintain. For those who dislike coffee altogether, cinnamon can also be added to morning oatmeal, warm milk, or even sprinkled over fruit. But when combined with coffee, the timing is especially effective because caffeine already activates metabolism and circulation. Cinnamon balances that stimulation, creating harmony between energy in the morning and calm at night. It is important to acknowledge that cinnamon is not for everyone. People taking blood-thinning medication or those with specific medical conditions should always check with their doctor before adding it regularly. There are different types of cinnamon as well. The common cassia variety, often found in supermarkets, contains more coumarin, a compound that can stress the liver in high doses. Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon, has much lower levels of coumarin and is considered gentler for long-term use. Seniors who are concerned can look for Ceylon cinnamon, especially if they plan to use it daily. Even so, the small amounts used in morning coffee are generally considered safe for most older adults. What stands out in all of this is not the exotic nature of the spice, but the simplicity of the habit. Adding cinnamon to coffee costs pennies a day, takes less than 10 seconds to do, and yet has the potential to transform nights of broken sleep into hours of peaceful rest. No expensive prescriptions, no complicated equipment, just a familiar flavor quietly working inside the body. This sense of empowerment, the idea that you can reclaim comfort with something already in your kitchen, brings hope to many who had resigned themselves to restless nights. Perhaps the most powerful part of this practice is the emotional effect. Seniors who try it often describe a renewed sense of control, a reminder that age does not mean helplessness. For some, the warm aroma of cinnamon in their morning cup becomes a symbol of self-care, a daily promise to their body that they are listening and responding with kindness. When they wake up after sleeping 6 or 7 hours without interruption, they feel not only physically refreshed, but emotionally lighter, confident again in their ability to shape their own health. The truth is that the body after 60 does not stop working, it simply works differently. The bladder sends signals too early, the kidneys filter at the wrong times, the legs collect fluid, and digestion slows. Medicine can try to suppress these changes, but often with heavy side effects. Cinnamon, on the other hand, respects these natural shifts and gently eases the stress they create. It does not silence the body. It helps the body remember how to rest. So tomorrow morning, when you prepare your coffee, pause for a moment before that first sip. Sprinkle in a small pinch of cinnamon, stir it gently, and breathe in the aroma. Know that this simple act is not just about flavor. It is a quiet step toward calmer nights, steadier mornings, and the independence that every senior deserves. And as you continue this habit day after day, you may find that the nights you once feared become nights you welcome, silent, restful, and healing. To truly understand how this small change can work, let us look at the story of Robert, a 71-year-old retired teacher living in Florida. For years, Robert accepted nighttime urination as a normal part of aging. Almost every night, he would wake up around midnight, then again at 3 in the morning, making 2 long trips across his dark hallway to the bathroom. His wife worried about him falling, and Robert himself admitted he often felt groggy, unsteady, and drained of energy the next day. One afternoon, during a regular checkup, his urologist mentioned something simple. Instead of adding more pills or restricting water too harshly, the doctor suggested sprinkling a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon into his first cup of coffee each morning. Robert was skeptical at first. How could a spice do what medicine could not, he wondered. But he decided to try. After all, it cost nothing and required no extra effort. Within the first week, Robert noticed something subtle. He still felt the urge once during the night, but it was calmer, less urgent, and he was able to fall back asleep quickly. By the third week, he realized he was sleeping 5 to 6 hours in one stretch, something he had not experienced in years. His mornings felt lighter. He could walk his dog along the neighborhood path without dragging his feet, and his memory during crossword puzzles became sharper. Robert shared that what surprised him most was not just the improvement in sleep, but the sense of control he regained. Instead of fearing the nighttime routine, he began looking forward to his coffee ritual, knowing it was quietly working for him. I thought aging meant giving up comfort, he said. But now I see it is about making small, wise choices. While cinnamon can turn a morning cup of coffee into a gentle ally for better sleep, many older adults unknowingly make mistakes that reduce its benefits or even worsen nighttime urination. These errors are common, and the good news is that with a few small adjustments, they can be avoided. The first mistake is drinking coffee too late in the day. Caffeine remains active in the body for 6 to 8 hours, and in seniors, it often lingers even longer because the liver processes it more slowly. Having a cup after 5 in the evening may keep the nervous system awake when the body should be winding down. It can also push the bladder to stay active at night, leading to more interruptions in sleep. The safe approach is to enjoy coffee in the morning, and if you truly want another cup, make sure it is finished by early afternoon. The second mistake is loading coffee with too much sugar or heavy cream. While these additions may make the drink tastier, they also create silent problems. Extra sugar raises blood glucose, which increases urine production and irritates the bladder lining. Heavy cream or condensed milk slows digestion, leading to bloating and pressure on the lower abdomen. Many seniors in both America and India enjoy sweet, creamy coffee, but reducing the sugar and choosing lighter milk can make a big difference in bladder comfort. A third mistake is ignoring water balance. Some elders think coffee alone is enough for hydration, while others drink little during the day and then try to catch up by consuming more fluids in the evening. Both habits backfire. Coffee is mildly diuretic, and without enough plain water earlier in the day, the body becomes dehydrated. This leads to thicker blood, forcing the kidneys to filter harder at night. The simple fix is to drink most of your water before late afternoon, allowing coffee to play its role without overwhelming the system. Another overlooked factor is temperature. Very cold coffee, especially iced coffee straight from the fridge, may irritate the bladder lining in sensitive adults. For someone already dealing with frequent urges, this extra irritation can trigger nighttime trips. Warm or room temperature coffee is usually gentler, especially after the age of 60. Finally, some people believe more cinnamon will bring faster results. This is a mistake. Too much cinnamon can cause stomach discomfort or interact with certain medications. The benefit comes from steady, small amounts each morning, not from doubling or tripling the dose. By avoiding these silent errors, late coffee, excess sugar, poor hydration timing, cold drinks, or overdosing on cinnamon, you give your body the best chance to regain peaceful nights. And as we continue, you will see why doctors prefer this natural approach over relying too heavily on sleeping pills or costly treatments. After hearing about these simple adjustments, many seniors still ask, why not just take a pill and be done with it? It is an understandable thought. In both America and India, doctors often prescribe sleeping tablets, bladder relaxants, or even strong pain medications for nighttime urination. At first, these may seem to help, but over time, the hidden costs become clear. Sleeping pills can dull the nervous system, but they do not solve the root problem. They carry risks of dizziness, confusion, and even falls during the night. Many older adults in the United States end up in emergency rooms each year after tripping in the dark under the influence of such medication. In India, elders often buy over-the-counter sedatives, thinking they are harmless, only to face side effects like morning grogginess or dependence. These medicines may suppress the urge for a while, but they never teach the bladder to calm down naturally. Then there are the costly treatments. Some involve specialized therapies, others suggest surgical procedures or long-term drug regimens. While these may be necessary in certain medical conditions, most cases of nighttime urination in seniors come from lifestyle patterns, timing of fluids, bladder sensitivity, and the body's slower rhythms with age. Spending hundreds of dollars each month on medication or thousands on procedures can feel overwhelming, especially when the outcome is uncertain. This is why urologists emphasize gentle natural habits as the first line of defense. A pinch of cinnamon in morning coffee costs almost nothing, yet it supports the bladder, steadies blood sugar, and promotes better rest. Adjusting the timing of water intake, shifting evening meals earlier, and choosing calming sleep postures are all low-cost, low-risk practices. Together, these steps create the foundation for lasting relief. Think of it this way. Expensive pills are like covering a leaky roof with a tarp. It hides the problem temporarily, but does not fix the source. Natural methods, on the other hand, are like repairing the roof from within. They respect how the body changes with age, and they work with your system instead of against it. The real reward is not only fewer bathroom trips, but also greater independence. Seniors who rely less on medication often feel sharper, steadier, and more confident in daily life. They wake up refreshed, able to enjoy morning walks, family meals, and the small joys that give life meaning. Now that we have compared natural approaches with expensive pills, it is time to look more closely at why cinnamon works the way it does. The explanation is not magic. It is rooted in how the bladder, kidneys, and nervous system communicate as we age. Inside the bladder wall are layers of smooth muscle along with tiny nerves that act like sensors. In younger years, these nerves remain calm until the bladder fills with about 12 to 15 ounces of urine, roughly 1.5 cups. After 60, those same nerves become more sensitive, firing off signals when only 5 or 6 ounces are present. This is why older adults often feel the urge to urinate too soon, even when the bladder is far from full. Cinnamon contains compounds called polyphenols that relax these muscle layers and reduce the excitability of bladder nerves. In simple words, it tells the bladder, you do not need to panic yet. Cinnamon also has an impact on blood sugar. High glucose levels pull more water into the urine, forcing the kidneys to keep filtering even during the night. Studies show that cinnamon helps cells respond more effectively to insulin-lowering blood sugar swings after meals. For seniors who sip their coffee with breakfast, this gentle stabilization reduces nighttime urine volume several hours later. It is not a drug-level effect, but it is steady enough to make a noticeable difference. Another factor is circulation. As we age, fluid often pools in the legs during the day because veins and valves weaken. At night, when we lie down, this fluid moves back toward the kidneys, leading to an increase in urine production just when the body wants to rest. Cinnamon supports blood vessel flexibility and reduces mild inflammation, helping circulation flow more evenly. This means less hidden fluid waiting to surprise the bladder at midnight. Finally, cinnamon has a calming effect on the digestive system. An overfilled stomach or gassy intestines can press on the bladder, especially in smaller bodies. By improving digestion and reducing bloating, cinnamon decreases abdominal pressure, giving the bladder more room to expand comfortably. Of course, cinnamon is not a cure for every person. Seniors with advanced kidney disease, severe diabetes, or specific medication plans should consult their doctor before making changes. But for the majority of older adults dealing with mild to moderate nighttime urination, this simple spice offers safe, consistent support. When we combine these scientific insights with daily habits, drinking water earlier in the day, limiting heavy evening meals, and practicing side sleeping positions, the results can be remarkable. A full night of rest is not just about closing your eyes. It is about creating harmony in how the kidneys, bladder, and nerves work together. Even after all these details, what truly matters is the feeling of peace that returns when the nights are calm again. For many older adults, whether sitting on a porch in Texas or resting in a courtyard in Pune, the simple gift of sleeping through the night feels almost like turning back the clock. It is a reminder that the body is still capable of healing, that age does not erase the chance for comfort and dignity. So tonight, as you prepare for bed, carry with you this gentle hope. You do not need costly treatments or heavy medication. Sometimes it is the smallest change, like a pinch of cinnamon in your morning coffee, that creates the biggest relief. May your nights be calm and your mornings full of light, filled with the quiet confidence that you are caring for yourself in the most natural way. Now, I would love to turn this moment toward you. Where are you watching this video from, and what time of day is it for you right now? Please take a moment to share in the comments below, because your story may inspire someone else who is quietly struggling with the same problem. Sometimes a single line from you can remind another senior that they are not alone. If this message has been useful, I kindly invite you to press the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon. That way, you will always receive gentle reminders and practical tips made especially for older adults who want to live with comfort and confidence. A simple click today can open the door to many small habits that change nights and mornings for the better. And please, do not keep this only for yourself. Think of a friend, a neighbor, or a family member who wakes often at night and feels too tired in the morning. Share this video with them, because one small gesture from you may give them the chance to sleep deeply again. Together, we can build a circle of care that stretches from one home to another, across states and even across countries.